Okay, I'm gonna do a little set overview of next set, Abyss Rising. Thoughts on some of the cards. Let's start off with Gaga Kaiser. Okay, level 3 Warrior. If you do not control another face-up Gaga monster, this card cannot attack. Once per turn, you can banish one monster from your graveyard. The levels of all face-up Gaga monsters you can currently control become the same as the banished monster level. This card cannot be used for synchron material monster. Oh, it's a decent card. You know, bash one, get free exceed. You know, take a couple of level 2s, go into Utopia. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good card for Gagagas. Okay, Bull Blader. When attack is declared involving this card and opponent's monster, you can make neither player take battle damage from this battle. After damage calculation, destroy the monster this card battle. It's okay. Decent enough card. Achara Chanbara. During either player's turn, when a spell or trap effect or effect monster's effect, when inflict damage is activate, you can special summon this card from your hand, then inflict 400 damage to your opponent. This is crap. No wonder it's common. At least in the OCG. Okay. Mogumole. When this card is on the field destroyed, set to the graveyard, you can special summon this card and face up the fence. Each player can only use effect of Mogumole once per duel. Okay, so if your opponent's just sitting on Utopia and can't really do anything else, you know, yeah, it's alright. It's not fantastic. Hate the fact it's once per duel. Okay, Grandran. If your opponent controls an X-Seed monster, you can special summon this card and face up attack position from your hand. Oh, so it's like Goldfax that came out for Nordics. It's alright. Merely, if you can put it to X-Seed, use for Exceed, then, you know, play it that way. Tripod Fish. When this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can target one face-up fish, serpent, or aqua type monster on the field. Increase that target's level by 1. Now, so you can target it if you control another water type monster. Like you can go Monster Reborn, make them level 4, you get another level 4, go into Utopia, but it's not going to see play. Deep Sweeper. You can trigger this card to target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy it. Nope, not going to see play. MST is a hell of a lot better, except plus you don't have to pay like a monster. Okay, Heroic Challenger, Extra Sword. An XC monster that was summoned using this card as XC material gains this effect. When it is Exceed summoned, it gains 1,000. It's okay. Don't really like it though. Better cards out there. Heroic Challenger Knight Attack Canara. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacked a defense position monster, you can destroy that monster immediately without damage calculation. There's way too many cards like this. Like, at least Catastrophe negates effects. Planet Pathfinder. You can tribute this card to have one field spell card from your deck to your hand. Nope, never gonna see play because of terraforming. Okay, Solar Windjammer. Low 5, 2500 Defender. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. but its original attack and defense are half. During standby phase, increases the card's level by 1. There can only be one face-up Solar Windjammer on the field. No, it's probably never going to see play. Like, you can use the argument that it's pretty much the same effect as Vice Dragon, but at least Vice Dragon stays at level 5. Okay, Heraldic Beast Aberconway. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one Heraldic Beast Aberconway from your graveyard, except this card, to target one Heraldic Beast monster in your graveyard. Add that target to hand. The effect of Heraldic Beast Aberconway can only be activated once per turn. Okay, if you want to, get some monsters back to hand, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, let's see. Heraldic Beast, the Bernard's Falcon. I'm not too familiar with Heraldic Beasts, so. Okay, when this card is summoned, all face-up level 5 or higher monsters you control become level 4. Oh, you could summon this, no, it won't. No, you could summon Solar Windjammer, summon this, and you go into a rank 4. So, if you want to do tricky shit like that. Mermail, Abbott's signed. A lot of hype behind these cards. If this card's on the field, destroyed and sent to graveyard, you can special summon one Mermail monster from your deck, except Mermail Abbott's line. The effect of Mermail Abbott's line can only be activated once per turn. Okay, really iffy on it. Abyss Gund. If this card is discarded, you can special summon one Mermail monster from your graveyard, except Abyss Gund. The effect of Abyss Gund can only be activated once per turn. Okay, you can use her to go to rank 3. It's kind of like Batteryman AAA, how you can grab one for grave, but you gotta discard her. Like, you could discard her off of Dark World Dealings because you're not discarding for cost. It just says when it is discarded. Abyss Hild. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you special summon one Mermail monster from your hand, except Abyss Hide. The effect of Mermail Abyss Hide can only be activated once per turn. Okay, so if you enemy controller one of your opponent's monster, let's say he's got rank 4, you can go into her. Like, you can go enemy controller, sack her off, get a level 4 Mermail out, or even rank 3 if your opponent's got a rank 3. Take control of it, get your own rank 3. Pretty decent card. Abyss Turge. When this card is normal summon, you can discard one water monster to target one level 3 or lower monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. The effect of Mermail Abyss Lurge can only be activated once per turn. Oh, you can use that for a combo with the last chick, because you're not discarding for cost. Okay, Abyss Pike. Level 4, 1600. When this card is normal summon, you can discard one water monster to add one level 3 water monster from your deck to your hand. The effect of Mermail Abyss Pike can only be activated once per turn. It's pretty good. I can see why Mermails are going to be fairly good this format. Okay, Abyss Lung. When this card is face up on the field, your opponent cannot target other face up water monsters you control for attacks. While this card is face up on the field, all water monsters, it's really not going to see any play. It doesn't really help the deck too much. Okay, this next one's going to be super rare, so it's Mermail Abyss Megalo. During your main phase, you can discard 2 water monsters except this card. Special summon this card from hand. When this card is special summoned by effect, add 1 Abyss spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can tribute 1 other face-up attack position water monster you control this turn. This card can attack twice during the battle phase. Okay. Pretty good effect. It's like this is probably going to be your big combo maker thing that's just going to lead to combo after combo. Great card. Okay, Hanged Man of Prophecy. Why do I have a feeling this is going to be deadweight? It's a level 1. When this card is sent field to graveyard, add 1 level 3 Prophecy monster from your deck to your hand. It's garbage. It's never going to see play. At least if it said discard it from hand to get the effect off, then you can possibly do it. Justice of Prophecy. During the end phase of your turn, if you activate a spellbook card this turn, you can banish this face-up card. Add 1 level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster monster and 1 spellbook card from your deck to your hand. The effect of Justice of Prophecy can only be activated once per turn. Activate. Bash just. Oh, so it doesn't come back. I really don't like the. I like the fact you get a spellbook to hand, but I don't like the fact that you get a level 5 to hand instead of having it on the field, and you're still out 1 monster. Did we just go over Hermit? No, we did not. Increase this card's level by 2 and attack by 300 each time a spellbook card is activated. No, I'm not going to see play. I really don't see it having any kind of play whatsoever. And I'm not that good with prophecies in the first place. Emperor of Prophecy. Level 5. Once per turn, you can banish 1 spellbook card from your graveyard and 1 other spellcaster monster you control to target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of it until end phase. This card cannot attack the turn you activate its effect. Oh, so if you're sailing on like level 4, level 3, or if your opponent controls a level 5, you can go, oh, I'm going to sack off this useless level 2 guy. Give me your monster. Go into a rank 5 exceed like Terrace Andreas. The list goes on and on. Pretty good card. I don't like the fact that there's the only way you can get them out without tributing is through Magical Dimension, I believe. Anyway, I believe you can. Okay. Where's that? I'm not sure if you can get this in the current set, because I remember saying either this or a similar card to this. When this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card by battle or effect and sent to graveyard, shuffle this card into your deck. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up Yugioh you control, return target to hand. If you do, increase level by 1 and attack by 300. Turn him effectively into I'm iffy. I'm not familiar with Yugiohs. It seems like a decent card. Marmalade. Sorry. When this card is you control, destroyed, blah blah blah. Shuffle card to deck. When this card is flipped face up, target one Madoshe spell or trap in the graveyard. That target to your hand. Again, another card I'm not very familiar with. I don't like the fact that you had to flip it face up. Let's see. Madoshe missing gelato. Missing gelato. When this card standard Madoshe shit. When this card is special summon, if you control a beast type Madoshe monster, you can add one Madoshe spell or trap deck to hand. Again, I'm not familiar with the spells. So that's for like one less out you can draw two. The problem with those three is that I don't know what they're gonna end up in TCG. But if they're seriously gonna be secret rare, I would not want to play Madoshes. Best Warrior. Once per turn, you can discard one water monster. Let me try it again. Once per turn, you can discard one water monster to target one monster in either player's graveyard. Return the target to the top of the deck. I'm not digging it. Personally, I really do think it sucks. That's my personal opinion. Snowman Creator. When this card is summoned, you can distribute the number of ice counters amongst face-up monsters. If your opponent controls equal to the number of face-up water monsters you control, then if you distribute let me try that again. When this card is summoned, you can distribute a number of ice counters among face-up monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of face-up water monsters you control. If you distributed 3 or more ice counters, you can destroy one card your opponent controls. Oh, so basically, you can go, like you could load up your field with like 3, reborn it, distribute 3 ice counters, pop a card. Pretty decent card. Very situational though. Fishborg Planner. Oh, please don't tell me this is gonna try to replace Fishborg Blaster. Once while this card is in the graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. And if it was a water monster, special summon this card. The effect of Fishborg Planner can only be activated once per turn. So basically, you mill one, and if it's a monster, you get the special summon it. And it's not tune or so. You know what? This could add speed to water decks. Really good card. And they're getting it as a common. Wow, that's a pretty decent card for a common. Excuse me. If this card's sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard, special summon up to 2 level 3 Nimble monsters from your deck except Nimble Angler. It all depends what their effects do. If I'm not sure if Nimble Momonga, you know, the one that flips, special summon 2 others, if it's graveyard, gain 1,000. Okay, Distant Sea King. Once per turn, when this face-up card is on the field, changes its battle position, you can send 1 water monster from your deck to your graveyard. I'm really iffy on it. Like, it would be pretty useful if you want to average all your monsters out and, you know, just draw 2 extra cards. But I'm really iffy on it. It's way too situational for me to recommend it. And he's apparently rare. Okay, Mecha Sea Dragon Policeon. If you control God damn it. If you control a Sea Serpent type monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Once per turn, you can tribute one water monster you control to target one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. Yeah, I like the fact that, you can get rid of dead weights, but I'm not sure how this would be played. It's got an okay effect. Okay, Memorizing Parasite. So tight. Once per turn, you can either target one face-up monster you control, equip this card to the target, or it's pretty much a union monster. While equipped by this effect, the equipped monster cannot be targeted or destroyed by the effects of your opponent's monsters. So, basically, if your opponent tries anything kind of retarded with you, then you can, like if he tries to scrap dragon, it's like you gotta blow up the equip card, then you can blow him up. I don't like the fact that it's level 7, which means you gotta ditch him into a graveyard and somehow get him out of the graveyard. Plus 1,000 attack doesn't help him. Moonling Glacia, the Elemental Lord. Set. Discard 2 random cards. When this card is special summon, you can discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand. Effect of Moonling Glacia, the Elemental Lord, can only be activated once per turn. If this card leaves the field, skip the battle phase your next turn. Alright, special. So, Grand Soul gets me monsters, and Moonland Glacia, discards 2 random cards. I know this is 2800 beat stick for the decks, for water decks, but it can get over stuff like Stardust Dragon and I'm trying to think of some other stuff. It can get over Leviair that hasn't burned both of its turns, but I really don't like the fact, like, I keep looking at this and I keep comparing it to Grand Soil. The one that, you can special Earth type monsters. Compared to this, I really don't like it. Because this would fuck you in the ass against Dark Worlds. Okay, how's Dustin? Yeah, we're at 23 minutes. When this card is face up on when this face-up card on the field is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, sent to graveyard, special summon any number of Dustin monsters from your hand or deck to either side of the field. But you must special summon the same amount on each side of the field. Okay, what's the real purpose of this? This seems like just another Ojama. Like, yeah, I know level 1s are pretty useless and they really don't serve much purpose because there's not a real good rank 1 exceed. Like, it's basically dead weight. Like, at least Ojama Trio, if your opponent destroyed them, like, you can't attack with this, obviously. Plus, with Ojama Trio, if those tokens get destroyed, he loses 600 per token. Really crappy cop out on Card. Okay, small penguin. Oh, another one. What do you do? After this card's been flipped face up, was sent to the graveyard. Target one penguin monster in your graveyard, except small penguin. Special summon in face attack position or face down defense position. Oh, you can get penguin soldier off this. Like, the problem is you would have to defend it and go, flip, sack for Caius or some shit like that, and go, I search my graveyard for a penguin soldier, put it face down. But the problem is there's way too many cards that outright pop cards or just take over. Okay, Strangling Force. Okay, level 4, 1500 attack. If you control no other monsters, you can trigger this card to target one monster your opponent controls. Take control of it until the end phase. You cannot special summon or conduct your battle phase the turn that you activate it. I really don't like this card because there are so many. Basically, you have a monster, you're sacking it off for pretty much the same cost as enemy controller. Where the difference is you can sack off a dead weight. You have to sack this thing off. So I hope this would be okay in a mirror match between another deck. Like if you want to grab up your opponent's I'm trying to think of the card, Shien, just to get rid of it. But the problem is you cannot conduct your battle phase, so it's completely dead weight. And I know about this card, Shark Drake Vice. Yeah, another cop out on Utopia Ray. 4 level 4s. You can use Shark Drake. Detach one card from this card. Banish one monster from your graveyard to target one face-up monster on the field. Its attack and defense becomes 0 to end phase. You must have 1,000. Now, it actually has a better effect than Utopia Ray. Like, yeah, Utopia Ray increases your attack by 500 and it drops monster's attack by 1,000, which could be the extra push you need to finish games. But this thing, it's too high of a cost. 4 level 4 water monsters. I just hate the cost. That's my biggest issue. Like, if you're gonna run something like this, I would run Photon Paladus. Here. Apparently they're gonna put Ultra, Ultimate, and Holographic rare of it. Okay, one's got One-Eyed Skill Gainer. 3 level 4, another hefty cost monster. You can detach one Exceed material from this card to target one face-up Exceed monster your opponent controls. This card becomes that target's name and against the target's effects. The effects can only be activated while this card is face-up on the field. Okay, it's pretty good. One-Eyed Skill Gainer, you can get the effect of Utopia, and it's actually permanent. So it actually makes it better than the freaking cost of it. So if you can somehow, like if you pitch Veiler on a Shockmaster, you can turn that Shockmaster effect on your opponent and just lock him out. Gaga Gunman. I have never really seen this guy ever used. I keep seeing him every time I look at rank 4s for playtesting. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card. Apply one of these effects depending on the card's battle position, attack position. This turn during the damage step only. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, he gains 1,000 attack, and the attack target loses 500 attack. Make him a 2,500 beat stick and a 5, and you drop 500 on the opponent. Defense position: inflict 800 to your opponent. So you can only do 1,600. Just go for effect number 1. Just keep it out on attack. Oh, and it's only when it attacks. So you'll get your 1 attack, and it's an okay card for late game. Like, you're going in for the kill. It's like, bang, game over. Okay, Hero Champion Gendiva. Once per turn, when a level 4 or lower monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, you can attach 1 material to destroy it. It's a pretty decent card. It's Solemn Warning without the cost. If you're running any kind of warriors like 6 Samurai, or I don't know how. Wait a minute. No, you wouldn't be able to run this in X Sabers. There's not enough straight warriors. There's more beast warriors and beasts than just straight beast warriors. Like, you can run this in 6 Samurai. You can run in just straight warrior decks. So, the effect's really good. I just don't like the fact that it's warrior types. So, we got Kusanagi. 3 level 4 warriors. Once per turn, when a trap is activated, you can detach 1 Exceed material. Negate the activation. If you do destroy it, then this card gains 500. Oh, so it's like, basically, it's like 7-2 of the bandit, except you don't pay life points, and you get 3,000 beat stick until he gets Book of Moon. Okay, number 9, Canopy Star. 2 level 9 monsters. This better have something good. During either player turn, once per battle step, when this card is targeted for an attack, while it has an XYZ material, negate the attack. When this card is targeted for an attack, while it has no XYZ material, you can target 2 monsters in your graveyard. Attach those targets to this card as XYZ material. During main phase 1, if your opponent controls a monster whose attack is higher than this card, you can detach 1 material from this card. This card can attack your opponents directly. So it's 2 level 9s for a 2,800 attack, 3,000 defense. That says negate the attack. It recycles its material. If you can generate those level 9s, you can just, wow, this thing's broken. Like, if you can somehow generate the 2 level 9s and just loop it again and again and again, your opponent will never get an attack and it'll stop OTKs. The ban list is gonna hit. Okay, Heretic King Genome Heritor. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up XYZ monster your opponent controls. Until the end phase, this card's name and attack becomes that target's name and attack. It gains the target's effects. Also, until the end phase, the target's attack becomes 0 and its effects become 0. 2 level 4 Heretic Beasts. So, they got pretty good support in this card. And if you hear like any kind of clicking, that's my bottle of Gatorade. So you basically detach card. Let's say, for instance, I think this is probably one of the few ways to get around number 9 Canopy Star. That's if you can build that deck. It kind of intrigues me on that loop. So, yeah, very intriguing card. Love to see how people use it. Mermail Gaio Abyss. 2 level 7 water monsters. While this card is face up on the field with XYZ materials, level 5 or higher monsters cannot attack. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach a card. Negate the effects of all monsters your opponent controls to attack is lower than this card's attack in phase. This is fucking broken. If you can generate the 2 level 7s, which if I think there's a Leviathan the Sea Dragon, like if you can special summon 2 of him and go into him, basically it's like 6 samurais just go, it's like, we surrender, don't kill us, boom. Great card if you can get them out. And I'm not too I don't really know too much about mermaids in the first place, but I can see a lot of potential with it. I might try it out. Okay, Empress of Prophecy. 2 level 5 spellcasters. This card gains 300 attack for each XY material attached to monsters you control. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Shuffle your deck, then reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Destroy monsters on the field up to the number of spellbook cards revealed. Then return those cards to the top of your deck in a order. So basically, she's a 2600. Well, starting at 2600. You detach a card, reveal top 5. You've every spell book you show, you pop a card. That's a very good effect. Great support for prophecies. If you can get them out, just freaking spellcasters in general get a big boost. Queen Madoshi Tiramisu. I've seen this card before. 2 level 4 Madoshis. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to target up to 2 Madoshi monsters in your graveyard. Shuffle those targets into the deck. Then shuffle your cards your opponent controls into the deck up to the number of cards return. So you can pick any 2 random cards opponent controls and shuffle them back into the deck. Not to mention 2200, not too shabby for a low rank 4 concern. That Steel Swarm Roach is 1900, and the only thing it does is stops the level 5s. So forth. But still, this is a pretty decent card. Okay, Snow Dust Giant. 2 level 4 water monsters. Man, freaking Konami wants us to play water. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Reveal any number of water monsters in your hand. If you do, distribute an equal number of ice counters amongst face-up monsters on the field. While this card is face-up on the field, monsters with an attribute other than water loses 200 for each ice counter on the field. So, you basically detach 1 card, and, you place ice counters on stuff that is probably not going to go away anytime soon. I'm really iffy on the fact, like, this is a good turn 2, turn 3, I shrink your attack kind of card. It's decent, but it's going to be a good mid to late game kind of card. Okay, Awakened Brave Warrior Yugioh. Okay, it's a generic beat stick, 2950, 3 level 4s. I'm not sure, like, the only decks that are probably going to see play out of this guy, but there are better plays than him, are Hunters, and anything that can spam level 4s, but just a 2900 beat stick is really not recommended. One-shot wand. Equipped to a spellcaster monster, gains 800 attack. After damage calculation, if the equipped monster battled, you can destroy this card. If you do, draw one card. I really don't like it, because you get the attack boost if the equipped monster battle. So, you pop this card to draw a card. Really iffy on it. They're just trying to make too many generic draw cards. And they're using every reason to get you to draw more cards than hand. Different Dimension Trench. When this card is activated, banish one water monster from your graveyard. From your hand, graveyard, or side of the field. When this card faces up and is destroyed, special summon that monster was banished by this effect. So, you can banish from your graveyard Grappa or something along those lines. And if your opponent wants to MST it, he'll say hello to a 3000 beat stick. But, like, this is something, you can make your opponent lure into Mystical Space Typhoon and a dummy card that he thinks that if he plays MST on him, you're gonna go Dark Bribe, give him an extra card or something like that. Or he's gonna go Heavy Storm, you're gonna go Starlight. Alright, when in actuality you only have Deadweights. Plus this. It's a pretty decent bluff tool. Tannhauser Gate. Target two face-up monsters you control with 1000 attack, 1000 or less attack, and the same type. The level of each monster becomes equal to their combined levels. Oh, so there is a way. Tannhauser Gate. Well, hold on. I just want to go back to one card. Shit, it's 9. Level 9. Unless, no, I really do not want to do it. Like, I can see played with Tannhauser. Like, I thought about it for a second run in Hunters. But the problem is, I would have to normal summon an Effect Veiler, and I would rather have him in hand than actually get him out. Gravity Blaster. Equip spell. Equip only to a machine type monster. Once per turn, you can have the monster gain 400 attack. If the equipped monster bows an opponent's monster, the opponent's monster effects on the field is negated during the battle phase only. So if you kill a Sangan, or if your opponent sets something like, I don't know, Raikou, that sort of thing. So this is the problem is it's a equip card, so it's gonna be targeted by MST. Like, people are gonna set MST. People I know set MST as dummy cards so they can chain off against something that is a big threat to them. Still, fundamentally, it's a decent card. Let's see here. High Medallion Arts. Target 2 Heretic monsters in your graveyard. Special summon those targets. Then Exceed summon one monster using exactly those Exceed materials. Well, it's just telling you, it's just revealing everything you should do if you get a chance to target 2 monsters in graveyard and special summon them. Obviously, you're going to exceed. And it turns into a demand that you must do it. So, there's your way to get an easy rank 4 if you're playing Heretic. Abyss Scale created. Equipped to a mermail monster. Gains 400 attack. Negate any monster effect that activates on your opponent's field, and if you do, send this card to the graveyard. So basically, you send this card to the graveyard to get an effect veil or equivalent. Yeah, it's useless. Virtually useless. Memura the Fallen Forgotten City. This card can be treated as Yumi. Nice. Water monster gains 200 attack and defense. Plus, once during your main phase, while this card is face up on the field, you can increase the level of each water monster controlled by the number of water monsters you can control until end phase. Which, if you control 4, you can go into number 9. And this is probably the best card boost for water monsters. This is gonna it might be something that pushes water monsters to that next level. But I wouldn't use this card in the matches against I'm trying to think of the decks, Gravekeepers, anything that runs field spells, because quite often they're gonna overlay your field spell until this one to go down. Still, this is a great card. I would definitely use it. Might figure out how that one card may have me go try to figure out how do I abuse it. Okay, Alma Spellbook. Target one of your banished spellbook cards, except the Alma. Add that target to your hand. And okay, that's pretty good. You know, it's like a banish Rhoda kind of card. Pretty good. I forgot what one banished them, but you know, grab them up and use them. Yeah. Gothi Spellbook. You can activate one Gothi Spellbook per turn. If you control a face-up spellcaster monster, banish up to 3 spellbook cards from your graveyard. Apply one of these effects depending on the number of cards that was banished. If you banish one, return one set spell trap to the hand. Change one monster on the field to either face down defense position or face up attack, or banish one card your opponent controls. And it's quick play. So if you got 3 spell books in the graveyard, your opponent's got Grappa, and he immediately tries to attack for game, flip, bash 3 cards, hit that Grappa or hit that Shien, and well, can't really hit Shien. No, because obviously it's gonna freaking negate it. Or you can banish lots of different targets. This is actually a really good card. You know, this with Alma makes it quite playable. Or somewhat playable. Spellbook Institute. La Maison. Once per turn during your standby phase, if you have one or more spellcaster type of monsters in your graveyard on your side of the field, you can return one spellbook card from your graveyard to the bottom of the deck, except Spellbook Institute La Maison. Draw one card. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one spellcaster monster from your hand or deck whose level is equal to the number of spellbook cards in your graveyard. So, basically, if you have one or more spellcasters in your graveyard, or on your side of the field, you can return spellbook to bound deck. And if your opponent MSTs this or overlays top of it, you know, he'll just give you a free monster. No, I really don't like it. I like So the other cards, what was this? The Lemuri was for water types. Still, that's a better. Uh, that's a better field card. Madoshi Ticket. It's common in Japan, so when Madoshi is returned from your side of the field or graveyard to hand by a card effect, add one Madoshi monster from your deck to your hand. If you control a face-up fairy Madoshi, you can special summon and face-up attack instead of the effect of Madoshi. Instead. The effect of Madoshi Ticket can only be used once per turn. Okay, I've seen builds where this was getting run and it was doing pretty good work. Because everything goes back to the deck. You can start summoning. I'm sorry, this taking about an hour, but I'm going through every card. Target one face-up monster on the field until the end phase. It loses 600 attack, but it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So he can still be destroyed by combat. But if he's destroyed by something like Dark Hole or something like that, you can give him the Forbidden Lance treatment. It's better than Chalice, in my opinion. You know, I see it more playable than Chalice, but not quite as playable as Lance. It falls in between those two cards. I really like Forbidden Lance because it helped me so much when I was running Nordics. But anyway, last moment tuning. Target one face-up monster you control. Special summon one monster from your hand to the graveyard with the same name as that target, but its effects are. Let me do that again. Target one face-up level 3 monster you control. Special summon one monster from your hand or graveyard with the same name as that target, but its effects is negated. During the end phase, destroy it. Okay, so let's say you got your two monsters off a tour guide, but you need one more. What? Never mind. Let's say you got your two that was a bad example. Let's say you got your two monsters off of Marauding Captain. You need one more for a level 3 monster that you really need to get out, make a game. You play. What's this called again? Last moment. Sorry, my memory's not that good. Anyway, you play last moment tuning. You grab the card. Plus, you can use this in synchro decks. Because it wouldn't work in synchro decks. You would have like 2 copies. Anyway. I just thought about it. It's like, it's really an iffy card. It's very situational. I really don't recommend it. Mental Corruption. Discard one monster to target one monster your opponent controls with the same level as the discarded monster. Take control of it to end phase. They're trying really hard to create something that hit the format, like Change of Heart or Brain Control, but I really don't see too much use for it. Aside, like, this would be a pretty decent card in Fabled, because you're not discarding off of effect. I mean, off of cost. But this would never get run in Dark Worlds because you're discarding off for cost. Modest Sentry. Let's see, we have full Sentry, now we have the Modest Sentry. Reveal your hand, choose one card from it, shuffle it into a deck. Why would you ever play this? It's like a joke card you give to your buddy. It's like, here, I want you to find use for it. It's like, oh, Modest Sentry. Reveal your hand and choose a card from it, shuffle it into your deck? Why would I ever want to play that? Because the second somebody would be looking at Modest Sentry, it's like, you mean we might be getting something similar to Forceful Sentry? It's like, not exactly. They read the cards like, oh, it's another joke card, like Foolish Return. Battle Break. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, your opponent can reveal one monster in their hand to negate. Your opponent can reveal one monster from their hand to negate this card's effect. Otherwise, destroy the attacking monster. If you do, in the battle phase. So basically, it's Sakuretsu armor, but worse. If you're gonna play something like this, just play Sakuretsu armor. What? Opponent can reveal monster. Yeah, the only way you stop the battle phase is by negating the attack. So it really does suck. Okay, Bubble Bringer. Level 4 or higher monsters cannot attack directly during your turn. You can send this card from the field to graveyard to target 2 level 3 monsters with the same name. Graveyard. Special summon those targets, but their effects are negated. Really iffy on it. Not sure whether to think it's any good or not, because I like the fact you get 2 level 3 water monsters. Level 4 or higher monsters cannot attack directly, so if you're sitting on like Jack Squat, like Xyz'd still get around this card, so if you're sitting out there with nothing, you can't just automatically flip this up and go, haha, you can't touch me. It's like, oh really? It says level 4 or higher monsters. I have a level 4. I have a rank 4. But I do like the fact that you can destroy it and get 2 monsters. Heroic Gift. If your opponent's life points is 2,000 or less, your opponent's life points become 8,000. Then draw 2 cards. You can only. Why would you do that? Like seriously, get your opponent back in the game so you can draw 2 cards. That's just garbage. It's like another joke card. I hope we never see that card. Probably will. When a heroic monster is target for an attack, target one other level 4 or lower heroic monster you control. Double the target's attack until it in the battle phase. Switch the attack target to the monster and conduct battle calculations. Neither monster is destroyed by battle this way. So let's say you got a 2500 attack monster who's heroic, like the one guy who, you detach card, effects are negated, and its attack is 0. You basically get 5,000 difference in battle damage, like the difference in battle damage. So you go ahead. My bottom line, my point is, you can get this thing to attack a 5,000 attack monster, which I don't know whether you can turn this into heroic burn. Like if you can turn this into heroic burn, then go ahead, play it. But you really need to build a deck around it. XYZ Fierce Battle. If an XYZ monster you control is destroyed by battle, pay 1,000 life points. Both players reveal one XYZ monster from their decks with a rank lower than or equal to the rank of the destroyed monster, and the player who reveals a monster with the lowest attack damage equal to difference between the attack of the revealed monsters. What? I screwed that up. Pay 1,000. Both players reveal one Xyz monster from their extra deck. I revealed this with a rank lower than or equal to the rank of the destroyed monster. And the player who revealed a monster with the lowest attack takes damage equal to the difference between the attack of the revealed monsters. So if I have a 200 attack and my opponent's got a 2500 attack, I would take 23. Okay, so if you select something like I don't know, I'm trying to think of it, Gemini Pearl, and your opponent reveals Utopia or whatever, they get the summons, but your opponent takes 100. Really iffy card. I like the fact that you get an exceed, but you don't get materials for them. Okay, Abyss Squall. Target 2 mermail monsters in your graveyard. Special summon those monsters in face up defense position. Their effects are negated. They cannot attack, and they are destroyed during the end phase. Basically, Abyss Squall tells you, hurry the fuck up and exceed. It's a decent card. It's like Gotham's Emergency Call. Get a quick little move in there. Okay, Abyss Spear. Special summon 1 mermail monster from your deck, but its effects is negated. While this card is face up on the field, you cannot activate spell cards. Well, when this card is revealed, destroy that monster. Destroy this card during your opponent's next end phase after activation. So, it summons a mermail from your deck. Effects are negated. When the card's face up on the field, you cannot activate spells. Warning sign number 1. End phase. Card leaves the field, destroy the monster. Warning sign number 2. Destroy this card during opponent's next end phase after activation. I think this is crap. The only scenario I can really see for using it is Yugioh. Where's Guy Abyss? But that would be the only reason you should really use it. Hold on, it's a better card. Send Yumi you control to a graveyard. Send all spells and traps on the field to graveyard. So it's Heavy Storm, but it's at the cost of Yumi. I'm really iffy on it because I think there's a monster that tried to do this. It was 2 tributes. I believe it was 3,000 attack. Tribute Yumi, nuke the field. So that they thought having something like that, this format, would be broken because people would figure out how to abuse it. So they give you an option just for water type decks for Heavy Storm. Let's see here. Madoshi Happy Fiesta. Special summon any number of Madoshi monsters from your hand. During the end phase, all monsters that were special summoned by this effect are shuffled back into the deck. So you would set this, let's say, and you set 2 other cards. One or the other gets blown up. This one doesn't get blown up. You flip it. You got 2, 3, 4, however many Madoshis, enough to make a couple exceeds. You go, hey man, this actually adds speed to the deck. Yeah, very smart idea. Memory of a Friend. Let's see. Art's not too good. I'll tell you right now. When a opponent's monster declares an attack, take damage equal to the monster's attack and banish that monster. During the end phase of your opponent's next turn, special summon the monster banished by this effect to your side of the field. So basically, you take the damage, and you banish it during the end phase of your opponent's next turn, you get that to your side of the field. So I'm really iffy on taking the damage, but it seems like a decent enough card. Like it's a key card that you need to win the game, then go ahead. Okay, Magic Deflector. This turn, negate the effects of equip, field. So basically, Konami said, hey, we cannot release something as powerful as, what was it? I'm trying to think of the card. A trap. Basically, you pay 700, negate all magic cards. I think it was Royal something. I forgot what it's called, but basically, you flip this up, all magic cards are negated. So, if you know what your opponent's playing, like if he's playing 6 Samurai, you'll go, okay, I'll set 3-year turn. Start off the next turn, flip up this, hand of the, not hand of the 6, trying to think of the card, 6 Samurai United becomes dead, Dojo becomes dead, Gateway to the 6 becomes dead, and any other stupid crap that, gets counters, allows them to draw and just swarm out. This would be a pretty good attack against 6 Samurai. Unless they already have everything they need to set up monster-wise. Magic Power Induced Explosion. If a face-up monster in your opponent's spell trap card zone is sent to a graveyard, target one face-up monster on the field. Destroy that target. So basically, you go, oh, you want MST, my face-up spell? Guess what? I blow up one of your monsters. I really don't like this card because the format. Bear in mind, you are in a format where people are running 3 MST and 1 Heavy Storm. Do you really want to run equip cards? Exactly. You really do not want to run equip cards, so this almost never going to see play. Cashback. When your opponent pays life points to activate a spell, trap, or affect monster's effect, negate the activation. If you do, shuffle it back into the deck. Great. So I negate it. It doesn't hit graveyard, but I give him back card to put back in his deck. Are you kidding me? At least it's a counter trap. Like, I don't mind, late game using that card, stop it, but it's really not good of a card. Unification of the country. During each standby phase this turn, player targets one face-up monster they control. Send all face-up monsters they control with a different low than the target to the graveyard. So, basically, here's my problem with the card. Most other decks run a variety of levels. This would be a pretty good tech against something like Heretics, because it's all like level 5s, level 6s, and shit like that. You'll just go unification of the country, stop all that shit, all the special summoning, because every time one of those bastards hits the field, they immediately go to graveyard. So it's a decent card. It's not spectacular. Like, it's not gonna replace, I'm trying to think of the card, Royal Oppression anytime soon. But I like the fact there's no cost. I like the fact during each standby phase, the turn it should say this turn. The turn. I don't know. It has something different. The turn player targets one face-up monster that you control. Send all face-up monsters they control with a different level than the target to graveyard. So you're gonna have to. So it's gonna be lockout for the field for everybody. To the point that pretty much you're not gonna want to keep it around. Retaliation. And that stupid king is back. So many stupid cards. When this card activates a card with the same name as a spell or trap card in your graveyard. Sorry. Let me repeat that. Let me try that again. When your opponent activates a card with the same name as a spell or trap in your graveyard, negate the activation. And if you do, destroy the card. Then you add one card from graveyard with the same name as the destroy card to your hand. And, so, if you've already burned your Monster Reborn, you can flip this up. When your opponent plays Monster Reborn, it's like, F that. I'm getting my Monster Reborn back. Put it back in my hand. It's an okay card. Very situational. Though, that's my biggest problem. So, I believe that's the entire set. Yeah, that's the entire set. And, overall, there are some really broken cards in here. Atlantean Mermaids are gonna be fucking awesome. A couple of key cards to keep an eye out for. Number 9, Canopy Star Dyson Spear. Keep an eye out for that card, and if you get it, keep it. Because that card's going to be awesome. If somebody can really fire them off. Mermaids all look pretty good. What's that one card? Lumura, the Forgotten City. It's gonna be Yumi or Legendary Ocean 2.0. So if you got like level 4 monsters, if you can swarm out quick enough, then Mermaids can quite possibly, use the Canopy Star to just blow up everything. And it just loops itself. And even if you get something bigger than this, then you can just stop that one attack. Next turn, hit your opponent directly for 28. That's going to be a big game changer if you can really take advantage of it and consistently get them out. So, that's it for me. I will see you all later. Have a nice day.